My driving basically is city driving around Dublin. Once every 3 weeks I have to go to Limerick. The MPG return on the long journey is about 65 miles to the gallon. Around the city, I'm averaging about 50, 51, 52 maybe on a good day.
I live in Tala and I work in Blanchardstown, so I use the M50 every single day, and I use cruise control every single day. But I've also I've driven to Galway in the car and I've driven to Cork in the car as well.
I travelled quite a bit in the country. I'm from the country originally, down a place called Cavan. So I was up and down to Cavan and up and down. We spend quite considerable time going up and down to Westport in Mayo as well.
I have driven the Toyota Prius on country roads in Donegal, which I would say are one of the worst apart from Cavan, and it was excellent.
Around the city, it's very, very relaxed and very smooth. The gearbox alone is phenomenal. The gearbox is super on it.
The main difference is the CVT gearbox. The car is very, very smooth when it takes off.
When you want to pass out something, the power is there in the power mode. If you're going into a situation where it could be a little bit dangerous and you're a bit apprehensive about the slow speed, if you're in eco, you just put it into power mode, and that solves the whole problem of overtaking.
The drive is so smooth, and if in trouble, if trying to pass two trucks together, put your foot down on this and you'll get 2.3 litre power, and you're over and past safely. I find it's a very safe car to drive because it does what I tell it.
The performance of the Toyota hybrid is absolutely brilliant, I think, There's great road holding, and the fact that it's automatic too is certainly a big addition to it,
Driving a hybrid, particularly the Toyota hybrid, is a joy. It's a joy to drive. It's extremely comfortable on the road, extremely stable, and very predictable in its handling.
The car from start to finish, to me, is perfect.
It's still a petrol car, the hybrid, but in traffic it's very convenient. Like, just push it into the battery if you're stuck in traffic, and it's very easy to drive.
I don't think that specialist knowledge is needed to drive a hybrid car. In fact, like anything, if you understand what you're doing, you'll invariably drive it better and more efficiently.
You don't need to know how a hybrid engine works in order to drive it, because it does everything automatically itself. It's nice to know, but it's not necessary.
I think that anybody could drive it. It's so easy to drive, so easy.
Hit the start button, select drive, and drive off. It's as easy as ABC. It really is that easy to drive.
Even my blonde lady could drive it and go faster than she goes in her speedy car.
You just sit there and drive. It does everything else for you. Again, Toyota have it down to a fine art.
The main difference that I notice is the silence of the car.
If I had a business and I had salesmen on the job, they'd all be in hybrids. But it's fun to drive in the city. Oh, it really is, because you have all the power you need, you have the safety, first-class safety, and you don't have to pull into the station to get petrol too often.
It's not a city car in my eyes, although people would like to think it is. It's not. It's a good all-rounder.
I'm a guy who always loved driving, but to drive a hybrid automatic is like a fine main course and a beautiful dessert.
There's no problem in driving a hybrid. It's actually believing that you can actually get very good economy if you keep a very light touch on the accelerator.
I would absolutely recommend an automatic or a CVT gearbox, and it's very, very easy for somebody who's used to a manual to convert or to start driving an automatic car. A lot of people think it's difficult, but it's absolutely not.